Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and now we're going to be playing Whispers in the Fog. Now, I can't exactly see Sleuth here whispering in the fog, but he's certainly in the fog. If he is whispering, I don't know who it is to. Hopefully there isn't some kind of spirits that are wandering around that Sleuth is whispering to, otherwise he's finally lost all of his marbles. Now, today's puzzle is from Sir Moose, and once again, I'm very grateful that Gobbler has introduced me to him, because I'm really looking forward to it. We've featured a handful of puzzles, handful, 2, 3, I've lost count, of Sir Moose, and they've always been absolutely stunning. Back-to-back fog puzzles. So for the fog fans out there, you're in for a treat. Anyhow, let's take a look at today's puzzle with Whispers in the Fog from Sir Moose. Rules-wise, it looks, I say it looks, I don't actually know, looks reasonably straightforward. It is a 1-star difficulty rated puzzle, so hopefully it will be straightforward, not just the rules. We got the following set of rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We know that one. Then we have German Whispers. Digits along a green line must differ by at least 5. So if this cell here was a 2, for example, this would have to be 7, 8, or 9. Important thing about German whisper lines is that difference of 5 means it oscillates between low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then back and forth. You're going to have to determine which one is high and which one is low as part of this, and no 5s on German whisper lines. Then last but not least, we've got digits separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio, and not all dots are given. So how am I going to demonstrate this now? So I'm going to use some drawing tools. So imagine that this is a black Kropke dot. If this cell here was 2, for it to be in a 1 to 2 ratio, as in one cell is double the other, this would be 1 or 4. If it was a white dot instead, I'm going to use this light gray color. Yep, that works. And if this cell here was 2, then it would have to be 1 or 3, so that they are consecutive. Not all dots are shown. So if this cell was a 4 and there's no black dot between them, that's fine. If this cell here was a 3 and there's no white dot between them, that's also fine. So, fairly straightforward set of rules. Interesting kind of break-in in here. Link in the description down below for you to play along as usual. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock, see how I get on. Now, I was really tempted not to explain the German whisper rules, because it's going to be very obvious. Where is the 5 in box 1? Well, it's not on German Whispers. All of these 8 cells in box 1 have a German whisper line on it. That's the only place for a 5. And here's a black Kropke dot, actually exactly where I had marked it. Fantastic. Sorry, I'm just looking at this because the black dot, I guess it's sort of like grey banding that's happening from the fog, because it looked like it had multiple stripes in there. I don't know if it's also showing like that in the recording for you. We'll come back to that. Let's do a bit of coloring. So remember, every other cell is one polarity. Every other cell is a different polarity. Now, the key thing about German whisper lines is the 4, aside from the 5, the 4 and 6s are the most restricted setup. Now, and I say that, am I going to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So a 1 could be next to 6, 7, 8, or 9. A 2 could be next to 7, 8, or 9. A 3, only 8 or 9. And a 4, only 9. And a 5 doesn't even exist in a German whisper line. And then the reverse is true. So whenever you're thinking about German whisper lines, always worthwhile thinking about the 4s and 6s. Because a 4 in here would require a double 9. A 4 in there would require a double 9. The only place where 4 and the 6, which would require a double 1 if you're not careful, is on the ends of this line. So this is 4, 6, which in turn, looking at this black Kropke dot, gives me 1, 2. The 4 needs to be next to the 9, the 6 needs to be next to the 1, so these are 1, 9 pairs. And I've seen this enough before to know that this is going to be 3, 7, this is going to be 2, 8. How do I know which is a question that I need to figure out. I'm going to go through the rationale. I would have been easier before I deleted all of this. But essentially, let's imagine that this cell here is a 9. Now the question is, where on this line is the 3? Well, the 3 has to be, because it's any other cell in here would have 2 neighbors. Well, one of them has to be a 9, the other one would have to be an 8. So if you just follow that logic, you'll get to 3 7s and 2 8s. More importantly, I'm not... Oh yeah, I am getting a break in. Come on. 1 and 2, looking at a 1 9, that's a 9. And that tells me that orange is red, purple is blue, and we can fill in a whole bunch of digits. So that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 8, 7, and 6. Fantastic. Now, clearly, we need to be looking at this one next. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a high. 1, 2, and 4, all looking at this cell. So if this is a low digit on this German whisper line, that's 3. Now it needs 3 neighboring digits in the same box. You can see that German whisper line is sort of treading into, in 3 forks, basically, into the fog. So 3 neighbors that are all different next to a 3 is impossible. So this has to be red. These are now blue because it's alternating. This 1, 2, 4 gives me a 3 in here, and it gives me the rest of the line. Fantastic. That's red, that's blue, continuing the alternations, not alterations. 1, 2, and 4. That can't be a 4. That would require a double 9. Next to the 3, this has to be 8 or 9. Notice, this can't be a 6. I'm actually going to write it in, because if that's 6, that will be a double 1. So this has to be 7, 8, or 9. Now, where can 5 and 6 go in box 4? Well, it's not this cell, and they're not in any of the ones that we've just written. That's a 5, 6 pair, if I can select them correctly. And then that's all the low digits done. This is another high digit, and it's an 8 and 9, because it's not a 7, it's not a 6. That is 8, 9. I don't know if I'm going to color cells not off the German whisper line. Pretend I didn't do that earlier. So from 7, 8, 9, the only where that could be a 7 is in here, which tells me that this is not a 4. And the only place for a 4 is in here, which gives me a 9, which gives me an 8, and then a 1, 2 pair. Now, all the low digits are gone from column 2, so that is definitely a high. These 2 are lows. This is 9, 7, so this is 6, 8. And if it is a 6, that's a double 1 in the same box. That's got to be an 8. 1, 2 in here tells me this is 3 or 4. It can't be a 4 next to an 8. That's a 3. That's a 6. This is 1 or 2. Doesn't actually help me really. And then in here I have 4 and 9. In here I have... So this is 1, 2, and 7. And these are 5 and 6. And that 6 gives me an order. That's 5. That's 6. Lovely. We got 2, 4. Yeah, I'll go. In fact, it tells me a lot actually. So remember, with black Kropke dots, if you got 3 cells in a row or a column where they all have to be unique, they can only be from the powers of 2, 1, 2, 4, 8. The alternative of 3 and 6 won't work, and certainly 5, 7, and 9s won't work. If this is 3, 6, that would be 3, 6, and 3. Obviously, with the 6 in here, that was never going to work. Now, 1, 2, 4, 8. If I have 3 digits, it's either 1, 2, 4, or it's 2, 4, 8. The 2 and 4, importantly, are always gone. Now look up the column. That means that can't be a 2. On the 1, 2, this has to be a 1. This has to be a 2. This now is not 1, 2, 4. This is definitely 2, 4, 8, making this a 4 in the middle and 2, 8 around it. We've got colors in here, so this is a high digit. It can actually be 6 and 7. It can even be a 6 with a 1 in here. I'm not sure how to move forward actually. What is this cell? If it's low, no, this can't be the right path. So if this is 7 or 6, this is 1 or 2, which gives me a 1, 2 pair. Huh. I always really enjoy puzzles that get harder the more that you solve. Kind of like we're just discovering now. So, what am I meant to do here? Let me just have a think. 8 gives me a 2, gives me an 8. Sudoku, always. That would alternate, but it still could be a 1. So these are highs. This is low, and therefore this is low, and this is indeed 1 or 3. Now, this is not 8 or 7. This is 6 or 9. And it can't be 6 because that would require a double 1 in the same column. So that has to be a 9. That 1 or 2 is fine. This would have to be a high digit as it goes off into the distance. And this is, again, another 6, 7. Now, one of these, because they're unique, have to be 6. And therefore, this has to be a 1. This has to be a 3. 6, 7 pair definitely gives me a 5 in here and a 6 in here. 2 gives me a 1. And we've made progress, but we're back at a bit of a standoff again. So the remaining digits, there's a second 6, 7, 5, and 3. The 3 and 5 are not this cell. So this is the 6, 7. This has to be the, no, 3 and 5 I did say. And this is not the 3. That's the 5. That's the 3. And then this can actually be 6 and 7. There's no conflict. This could still be a 6. Okay. I guess I have more Sudoku in my future right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. This is going to be a lot of pencil marks. So 1, that's just 1. Let's do the easy bits. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 7, 9. And nothing seems to be trimmed or removed. Yeah, 1, 5. Okay. Then 3 is not here. 3 is not there. 3 is in one of 2 cells. Not biggie. 6 and 7, 8 and 9, and 5. These cells are all low. This is 2 or 4. This is 2, 3, 4. This 1 gave me a 2 if I paid attention, and a 1. And then essentially I've got 3 low digits. Oh, for a second I thought 7, where does 7 go? It can only be in here, but that's not true. That could be a 7. So I've got 3 low digits. That can't be the 4th. The 4th is between these 2 cells. It could still be a 2, 4 pair with a 3, or it could be a 3 with a 2, 4 pair in here. Unclear. The 1 is definitely here with 1 of 2, 3, 4. The 7 is one of 2 places. Interesting. The 8 could be almost anywhere. Right, not where to look next. Let me think about maybe this row. Is still a lot of pencil marks, but 3, 5, 7, 8. Not a 3. 2, don't know how I missed this, is definitely on this side. 6, 7. Right, 6, 7. Neither of these are 6, 7s, nor these. That is 6, 7. And then 8 has to be in one of these 2 cells. And then I have a 6, 7 with 8 and 9. And a definite 8 and a definite 9. And this is all 4 of them. This is 6, 7, 8, 9 done. So these 2 are low, but I remember this was from 1, 2, 3, 4 with a definite 1. And then I have 2 more of 2, 3, 4, whichever one is not part of the 8, with a 5. And it could be anywhere. Right, this is not the way forward. Yeah, I did say not all dots are given. Okay. Let's carry on with Sudoku. I'm wondering if I'm just missing something very obvious now, because it got like really hard really quickly. So And it doesn't quite feel right, if I'm honest. Could this be 2-3 with a 1-4? I don't see why that would be a problem. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. This is 3-4-8, and this is 2-4-8. There's a ton of options. Maybe these rows? Can't be. 2-7-9, then another 2-7-9, and a 1 and 8? No, this is not it. 2 and 3 are in here. No, not 2, just 3 and 5. No, not even 5. Right. Could have to be a bit cleverer about this. Let's take a look at the columns. Problem is with the 5, 7, and 8, they can all hide in here. And, you know, the 7 can even hide in here. So just the fact that there's a 7, 8 doesn't really help me, especially since I don't know anything about the columns about 5, 7, and 8s, really. 1 and 3 are done. 4 and 9? Don't know a huge amount. Let's try something. Let me try this. 6, 7. Come on, Sleuth. A little bit embarrassing. Not a 5. Sorry, now like I've got some. Oh, these are all low, so that has to be high. That's not a 3. And this is 1, 2, or 3 because, you know, it's next to 7 or 8. So these are all low. This is high. And again, this is limited to 1, 2, 3. So one of these for sure is a 4 now, because neither of these are 4s. So 4s are gone from this row. And this is again another 1, 2, 3, and it's a 2, because 1 and 3 are gone. That's a 2. And no, hang on. No, yep, I'm right. I was going to say this is not low, but it can be. 1, 2, and 3 are gone. It could be 4, but this can't be 9. So that can't be 4. That is high. That is low. And the only low digit that is left from 1, 2, and 4 that's gone, that is a 3. This has to be 8 or 9 now. This is not a 3. This could actually still be a 7 with 1 and 2 in here. But I think that's, you know, that's a bit of light suddenly. So we can actually try and make a bit of progress. We've got 5, 7, and 8. That is not a 7. Six is one of 2 cells. So where's the rest of this? 1, 2, 3, 4 could be anywhere. 5 can actually be in a lot of places. 6 could be, I mean, all of these. No, just these 2. 7 is placed. 8, again, lots of places. 7, how about I do that? 3, 4, 8. So the 3 we know has to be in here. So there's essentially a 4, 8 and a 5, 9 in these 2. And then a 4, 8 and a 5, 9 and a 6. So this is, I'm going to say, I mean, I was going to say can't be 7. It's like, obviously can't be 7. Sleuth. 5 and 8, that's a 7. That is no longer a 3. That is a 1, 2 pair. That gives me 4, gives me 3, gives me 8. Finally, I feel like I'm unleashed. Kind of. I don't actually know anything about these 3 cells yet. That 7 give me 1, 2. None of these are 7s. Don't need the corner pencil marks. This is 3, 4, 5 now. This is not a 3. Right, that's not a 3 either. Am I just making this puzzle look hard, or is it genuinely tough? 4 is up here with 5 and 9. That's not a 5. Then there's another 5, 9 with 5, 6, no, 5, 9. with 6 and 8. So 5, 9, 6, that's a bit of a shame. And then 6, 8, 9. 7 has to be down here with a 5, 9, and then the 8 is up there. So essentially I have 4, 6, 8, 9. I'm not sure how I'm resolving this. My lovely Nini. Nini. Thank you. Sevens, this can't be the way forward. Sevens, you can see that means 7 can only be in here, which is revealing a black Kropke dot, so maybe that is the way forward. And I know that black Kropke dot is not 1, 2 because of this 1, 2. So, and it's not 3, 6, so this is 2, 4, 8, and it has to have a 4, and the 4 has to be in here, and this is 2 or 8, and this is not a 1, therefore. Very tricky. Well, I mean, maybe not that tricky if you're paying attention, but fairly tricky. Right, we can probably do this 4, 3, that would make this 1, 2 if it's low, and then high would have to be 7. So 1, 2, and 7 actually works quite well. And then the reverse would be, well, 1 and 4 is gone. That would have to be 3 with 8 or 9, which is available. It could also be 2 with 8 or 9. So that doesn't seem to be moving me forward. Four gives me a 5, removes a 5 from in here. This is a 3, 4 pair now. So I have another 5, 9, and a 6. And I have a 2, 7, no, not a 7. I have a 2, 9, and 1 and 8. So 1, 2, 8, 9. Let me just think about this. The 1 would have to go with this. This is not high. 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all gone. This is low, and therefore this is 2 or 3. This is high. This is 8 or 9. Only place for a 1 now in row 8 is in here. Don't really need the corner pencil marks. This is 2 or 3. That 1 has done almost nothing for me. 8, 9 pair has, though. That is a 6. These are not 6s. That is not a 6. That's 6. 8, 9 pair, 7, 6. So all of the rest are ones, are low digits or 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 gone. That has to be 5. That's 9. That's 7. That's 5. 7 keeps going. Yep, that's 2. That's 7. That 2 gave me an 8 and a 9. That's a 2, 3 pair. Oh, that is resolved with that 2. That was resolved ages ago if I just paid attention. That's 3, 4, and 3. 8 and 9 are resolved with a 9 in here and 8 in there. A 5 in here and 8 in there. Right. No, I don't know what I just did there. I tried to remove the 8, which is what I was doing. Yeah, I did remove it. 5, 6, 9. It is not a 5. That's a 6, 9 pair. So that's 4. That's 5. Not resolved yet. 6, 8, 9. It's not 8 or 9. It is 6, 9, 6, 8. The 1s and 2s are resolved because of this 2 down here. That's the place for a 1. 4 is in here. And then finally a 9 for the finish. That's a fantastic puzzle, Sir Moose. Like I said, I mean, I love puzzles that somehow continue to get harder as you progress. So, like, extremely easy introduction with box 1. Box 4, a little bit trickier, and so is box 2. Then you sort of manage to solve this quadrant, this sort of top left corner and sort of bottom left box. Then it became almost like medium in difficulty, and then suddenly it got quite tough. at least for me, who is sometimes terrible at Sudoku. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and video, and to see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.